I'm Bro Ryu, and welcome back to yet again another Shinjuku Station joint. That's right, a Shin Trailers Reactions. We're doing another Double Down trailer segment here, and we're going to be looking at the trailers for the newly released trailers of Bridge of Spies and the Red Band trailer for Ted 2. I haven't seen either of these yet, of course, so you'll be seeing live reactions recorded and edited for your enjoyment. And we're going to kick things off with the more serious of the two films, Bridge of Spies, which features, of course, Tom Hanks, and collaborating again with director Steven Spielberg. These two apparently like working with each other when it comes to movies like Saving Private Ryan, The Terminal, and Catch Me If You Can, for starters. If anything, all their collaborations have turned out pretty decent movies, if not excellent films. So when I heard about this project, I was pretty interested. Tom Hanks likes to do movies that are set pieces, and much like Saving Private Ryan, Bridge of Spies takes place years and years ago during the height of the Cold War in I believe the 50s. Let me pull up my wiki here. I have it right here. Well, I thought I had it. Let's see here. Yes, I do. There we go. Yes, in the wiki, apparently this is based on the book called St. James Place, and that book is written by first commissioned by Matt Sherman. No, that's the screenwriter. If they could just tell me what. Oh, okay, filming on the working title of St. James Place. And it's based on a book. I don't see that here in the wiki, sadly, but I remember I thought the book was going to be called St. James Place, or was called that. But of course I got my wires crossed, as I always do, but that was the working title that they filmed underneath, I guess, in order to avoid a lot of people spying on the production. But it does feature Tom Hanks. He stars in the movie with Kevin Spacey, who plays a lawyer as well. Basically, Tom Hanks' character, he is a lawyer that is gets caught up in I guess a situation of espionage, and when it comes down to it, this is the kind of the story behind the 1960 U-2 incident where that spy plane went down in Russian territory, and I'm sure there was a lot of shit they had to go through to get that pilot back. And a lot of explaining they had to do too. So Tom Hanks is caught up in that. I love not Civil War, but Cold War pieces. I love those stories because it gives you a glimpse at a time that I only know a little bit about. I came up at the end of the Cold War, which is I was born in 1977, and I grew up all throughout the 80s. And yeah, even back then, everybody was, it was made known that, one bad incident could result in nuclear war between countries. And I'm glad we never and I'm glad it never came down to that, although the threat is still real. Back then, it was even more relevant at the time. They would teach you to get underneath your desk and try to survive the nuke, I guess. But getting underneath your desk would not allow you to survive the nuke. It would just allow you to buy time before you get blown up. But this movie does interest me because I always like movies about history, especially about a history long past, and this is a history that's still actually pertinent to me because I grew up in a time where the Cold War was still something that was still in the news. Although we kind of live now in a day of a new Cold War because Russia is kind of back to doing things the old way with Putin in charge. But back then it was a different vibe than it is today. Maybe because I was a kid. But this movie, of course, is directed by none other than Steven Spielberg. I kind of hope that his next film project is going to be a bit more fantastical, because he's been doing a lot of not documentaries, but movies based on historical fact or historical events. Of course, they're Hollywoodized up a little bit, but I think he tries to be as sincere as he can in his projects, as long as the studio will allow it. And this is one of the first projects I think he's ever collaborated with Walt Disney Studios on. He's kind of avoided them. I guess they had kind of a bad blood between them for years, but since Disney's under new management and no longer run by Michael Eisner, I guess that bad blood kind of ran thin finally, and he's decided to work with them, and they're going to be distributing the picture as well as producing it. So that's pretty interesting. Makes me wonder if eventually we will see him direct a Star Wars movie sometime in the future. I would love to see that, whether it be Episode 9, which the director hasn't been confirmed for that yet, although people assume it's going to be J.J. Abrams. Or what I would rather see him do is one of the anthology films. I'd like to see him direct one of those. Maybe even pull in Tom Hanks, man. That'd be crazy, son. That'd be crazy. I would love that shit. But I'm excited to see this movie. I know this is not probably hitting everybody's radar because most people like to just go see blockbusters, but I like smaller films too. And this by no means is a small film when you got Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg leading the charge, but it is a more adult film, that's for sure. So if your tastes run in this direction, let me know what you think of this trailer after I check it out myself. Let's go ahead and dive on in. DreamWorks, baby.
You've been selected for a mission which you are not to discuss with anyone outside of this room.
Oh shit. Yo, that's Hanks all right, man.
We are engaged in a war with the Soviet Union. This war does not for the moment involve men at arms. It involves information.
There goes one of the best names in Hollywood history, man. Yo, we raiding the joint.
We've got a Soviet spy.
Hell yeah.
But there's a wrinkle.
Oh shit.
They got our spy pilot.
You two's going down, man. Bono!
Classified information.
There he goes, man.
The Russians
They
let
got
their
his
man
ass.
back before he cracks. We want you to negotiate the swap.
I'm an insurance lawyer. I'm not sure I want to pick that up.
They just pulled this dude out of obscurity to work on this?
This will be a first for the both of us.
No doubt.
You should be careful.
I'm
about to-
talking to you about the security.
Yo, look at that shit.
Why aren't we hanging him?
That's what they used to show kids.
You're asking me to violate the Constitution.
Do you know how people will look at us? The family of a man trying to free a traitor?
Everyone deserves a defense. Every person matters. Where do they want this negotiation?
East Berlin.
Just tell me that you're not going to be in any danger. I don't even care if it's the truth. Give me something to hold on to.
Yo, that Berlin Wall, man, still standing. Yo, so he has to go over there? Holy
We
shit.
need to have the conversation our governments can't.
Oh, man, he about to meet up with some wily dudes.
An act of war.
You can call it what you want. Let's be clear. Nobody is safe.
Oh, damn.
We're in a battle for civilization.
Watch your back, Tom Hanks.
It's what makes us Americans. Shouldn't we show our enemies
What he needs
who
help
we
is from
are?
the man from Uncle.
Things are starting to fall apart.
Is this your position or your government's? Is there any outcome here where I'm not either detained or shot?
Damn. But those are the stakes, huh?
Worry about you.
That man slammed the tape.
When you don't know what the game is.
The next mistake our countries make could be the last one.
Yo, the Bridge of Spies. Yo, damn, we got the shit on syncopation. So that's the Bridge of Spies, huh? It looks pretty intriguing. I like movies about espionage. Although this is kind of it got the unlikely protagonist in the form of Tom Hanks's character, who looks like he's playing a lawyer who's going to be working on defending a Russian spy who was caught here. From my understanding of it, maybe they're actually going to do a prisoner exchange. Maybe because they have to kind of negotiate the release of Francis Gary Powers, according to the description here. The description here on destruction. God dang. The description here on Wikipedia for the movie here, and yeah, Gary Powers, he was the pilot of the U-2 plane that you see go down in the trailer. So you also see him on trial, or in front of a courtroom in Russia, in a little earlier in the trailer. But the movie looks pretty appealing, man. I don't know what to think about it 100% yet, but with the pedigree behind it, I'm willing to give it a shot. It's probably going to come out during award season. Speaking of which, it comes out apparently October 16th, 2015. So yeah, that's right there in the middle of award season. So it doesn't surprise me. That's the release date. Also in the movie are Amy Ryan, who some people might remember from The Wire, and also from certain seasons of The Office as well. She played the woman that Michael Scott ended up getting into a relationship with and leaving the show for. So there you go. Of course, it features Kevin Spacey, and James Caan plays, I guess, an older version of Kevin Spacey's character, and then the oldest version is played by Ed Asner. So I guess either there's a flashback in the movie or a flash forward, maybe by someone who who is actually narrating the story. I don't know. But Ed Asner being in this movie already has me hyped, because that guy is a fantastic actor. Whether he's voice acting or he's in person, man, that's motherfucking Lou Grant's son. And Ed Winsler from the Boondocks. Let's go. Lemonade was a popular drink, and it still is. He killed that shit, man. I love that guy. But yeah, James Caan too, man. That dude's hard as hell, man. How James Caan, I thought would be, no, I guess he is younger than Ed Asner. But damn, I don't know. Anyway, Bridge of Spies, it looks like it's got a kick-ass cast. And when it comes down to this poster, I'm not 100% impressed. Maybe I should hold off on going into a rant, but I wish the day and age of actually illustrated posters would come back. We need to have, like, it gets the point across. It's a serviceable poster. The problem is like, it's too Photoshoppy for my taste. I wish the days of Drew Struzan would come back, where people used to illustrate posters or use photography to its fullest effect, where they actually try to frame a shot and make that the poster. I think that's cool. When you just like take out cardboard cutouts of people and then put a generic backdrop in the background, that kind of sucks, man. This poster's okay, but it could be better. Maybe they'll come up with a better one. But do we have no one that's like Drew Struzan anymore? For those who don't know, Drew Struzan was a famous artist. It still is a famous artist of posters. Matter of fact, they commissioned him to come back to do the posters for Star Wars, but he used to do a shit ton of posters in the 80s. You probably remember his best work from the Indiana Jones posters. I think he came back to do the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I'm sad to say was a bit of a dog. But he also is doing the poster for Episode 7, all the other Star Wars movies, and a ton of other movies throughout the 80s and the 90s. So God bless him. I'm glad he's still around. But we have plenty of talented artists that can do kick-ass movie posters if commissioned. So Hollywood, I don't know if you're listening. You're probably not. But there's better artists out there. We don't need to Photoshop cardboard cutouts of actors and then slap them on. Like I said, this is a serviceable poster, but it could be better. So anyway, we're going to move on to our next film, which is Ted 2, the sequel of Ted. I've never seen the original, so I need to rectify that really soon. It came out the same summer as 21 Jump Street. So I opted to see 21 Jump Street, and I was fully entertained, man. It was great. I seen trailers for this. I saw the first Red Band trailer as well as the first. Hey, was there even a Red Band trailer before that? All I know is I saw the first trailer for this, and I thought it was pretty funny. And I saw the trailers for the previous movie, and I thought they were pretty hilarious, man. And this movie, of course, is directed by none other than Seth MacFarlane, who's well known for being the creator and one of the lead creative forces behind Family Guy. He also directed A Million Ways to Die in the West, which that movie came and went and failed at the box office. I don't know what the exact reason was. I didn't go see it, although there was a lot about the movie I did want to see it for, like the fact that it was a Western. But I maybe one of the reasons why it didn't do very well is maybe because MacFarlane put himself in as the central character. MacFarlane can act. He can voice act more than anything else, but it was probably a huge savings for him to be the main character in the movie, so that way they didn't have to spend a lot of money on other actors. But in the same vein, you need an actor that's going to be well known to headline a movie like that, and I just maybe didn't fully serve that purpose. I need to watch the movie before I come to that decision on my own, but a lot of the reviews I saw stated that, and I made another choice to see something else that weekend because of that. But maybe it's good. Maybe I'll find it funny. I do find his sense of humor funny because I've watched many seasons of Family Guy, and the older seasons were funnier to me than the later seasons, but if anything, I still find him as a very entertaining individual, especially when he hosts award shows, or if he's just like, you know, running shop somewhere, or if he's in an interview. He seems to be a cool cat. I heard he's not the nicest of guys, but I guess to get where you are, you kind of have to sometimes be, I don't know, a bit abrasive, I guess. Who knows? I just know he can hold court, man. And if anything, I'm looking forward to watching both Ted movies. Also, it stars our favorite Transformer finder, Mark Wahlberg, aka Marky Mark. This guy, he's made me laugh throughout many movies, man. I actually really enjoy The Other Guys, which is a movie that came out several years ago with him and Will Ferrell in it, and they got a new movie coming out soon called Daddy's Home. I think it comes out actually this year, and both him and Will Ferrell team up again. But one of my favorite roles that he was in was old Dignam The Departed, which is a Martin Scorsese film. I wish he would do more Scorsese films. Oh, maybe Scorsese will actually cast him in another film. But Marky Mark, he can be hit and miss sometimes. And he also doesn't like to be called Marky Mark as well. But but he can be hit and miss sometimes. But I think he gives it his all in most of the movies that he's in. So I can't really blame him. And all the time I've seen him in the Ted trailers for whether part 1 and 2, he's always struck me as a funny dude. So pretty interesting stuff to see him in this film. And also Amanda Seyfried, I can't even say her name. Amanda Seyfried. Please tell me I'm saying it right. She's also in this movie. I don't know if she's replacing Mila Kunis. I know she's playing a new character, but dang, my God, every time my computer started to revolt on me. But she's playing a lawyer that has to defend Ted and his civil rights, basically, because he's not seen as an actual living, breathing person. And I guess he gets brought up on charges of something, and he's got to defend his actual civil rights, and he needs a lawyer for that. So Amanda Seyfried, they seek out her counsel, and I guess she becomes the new love interest in this movie. Mila Kunis, I believe, I heard at first she was gonna make a small cameo in the movie, and maybe she does, but I don't know if that's actually still happening or not in this movie. Hopefully she and Seth MacFarlane are still in good terms. I think she's still on Family Guy, right? I actually don't know. I haven't caught up with the latest season to know. But it's good to see her in there. She's always someone who puts in a lot of good work for the movies that she's in. I didn't see Into the Woods, which I believe she was in too, but then again, that movie wasn't for me. But if anything, I think she'll be definitely cool in this movie. Let's see. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for Ted 2. Let's see what's going on. I know this much. He does marry that woman right there, who I believe was in the first movie. He worked with her at the grocery store or something, and that already kills me. That he actually marries someone, and I guess part of the problem is that he is not a human being, so the government is looking at him as if he's non-important. But let's see what happens here. Of course, it's the Red Band trailer, so if you guys don't know, that means no censorship. But I've already been cursing through halfway through this video. Oh, the saga. Patrick Stewart did the narration, and oh, yo, we bonging?
It's this news stream my dealer gave me called Help Me Get Home.
Hey, guys.
Oh, wow.
I'm having some trouble over here.
What's the matter?
Can you help me get home?
Yo, it's so dumb.
Could have been special.
Yo, Morgan Freeman.
Done nothing has do.
That's what you get for fucking exercising.
He's had a positive effect on me.
I'm having a really hard time here, guys. I gotta go home.
Yo, what's Ted always throwing shit at people?
The ghost get me.
The ghost? Yo, Ted.
Who did that?
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
Sir, I apologize for my 5-year-old child. Bad work. You sit there and eat your fish nuggets. Fishy nuggies.
Yo, fishy nuggies, son.
Okay, you ready?
Yo, we diving now.
For life.
Scuba Steves. Yo, the Thunder Buddies are back, baby.
Perfect spiral.
Yo, but he's not fully inflated though. Yo, Jesus.
Fuck.
Be careful with that, huh?
No, it's okay. It's not long.
Woo!
And my fucking nose came off.
So dumb. Oh my gosh. This seems like a premise for an actual Seth MacFarlane cartoon. So I'm kind of glad he got to actually make a live action movie out of this. But Ted, he does a damn good job providing the voice for Ted. It's pretty much just a variation of Peter Griffin anyway. Since I guess both characters, him and Marky Mark's character, are both Bostonian or from Massachusetts, I guess they come thick with that accent, which is pretty funny. But yeah, this movie looks like it's gonna be a barn burner. Oh, I honestly, it could, like many sequels, especially comedy sequels, could fall pretty far from its original concept. One of the few comedy sequels that didn't was 22 Jump Street when that dropped. That movie is damn hilarious. I honestly think it's just a notch below the original, but it's damn sure almost as funny as the first one. Hopefully, this movie will fall into the same bracket too. But yeah, Morgan Freeman being in the movie is another good touch. They have a lot of Star Trek actors in this movie, I noticed from the breakdown here. Let's see, Michael Dorn plays a guy named Rick. If you guys remember, Michael Dorn was Worf in Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Scrolling down the list, we also got Nana Visitor, who played Major Kira from Deep Space Nine. Also, you know, Seth MacFarlane has a huge love for Star Trek, man, and I guess he tries to incorporate those actors into this. And of course, Patrick Stewart plays the voice of the narrator, which you hear in previous trailers for Ted 2 and Ted 1. So he's in that, and then you got the rest of the cast. Giovanni Ribisi's in the movie as a guy named Donnie. Patrick Warburton, who's a regular on Family Guy as the voice of Joe, plays a dude named Guy. I don't know if he's a returning character or not, but he's in here. Dennis Haysbert, the president from 24, the first president, is in this as well. Liam Neeson is, this is, I guess, the second joint from Seth MacFarlane that he's in, because he was also in A Million Ways to Die in the West. I don't know if he's playing himself or playing a character in this movie. John Slattery is in this joint, who I mentioned earlier in Ant-Man, in the Ant-Man breakdown. He plays actually, it doesn't say who he plays here, but in Ant-Man he plays the older Howard Stark, as well as playing that character in Iron Man 2. So he's in this movie too. David Hasselhoff's in it. Tom Brady, as you saw in the trailers, in it. And of course, looking at the rest of the list, Sam Jones, who was returning as playing himself. Sam Jones, for those that don't know, also played Flash Gordon in the 1980s version of that movie. So, yeah, it looks like a lot of people have returned for this film, as well as a lot of new talent, and that's freaking awesome. I do myself a favor and watch Ted 1 before going to see Ted 2, but I would like to see Ted 2 this time. But I want to know when Marky Mark is going to go back to a character like Dignam. This guy right here. Fucking love that character, dude. If you've never seen The Departed, please check that shit out. A lot of people like to give Mark Wahlberg shit because they just don't find him to be an appealing actor, but he kills it in that movie, Boogie Nights, and several other films that he's been in, man. That's definitely a character to remember, especially since he steals the show in every scene in that damn movie, especially in one in particular, which I will not talk about. Classic stuff. But that's it for the Double Down trailer reactions for Bridge of Spies and Ted 2. Let me know if you guys are looking forward to these movies or not looking forward to these movies. If you have any thoughts or ideas about the film or the people in it. And again, my name is Bro Ryu for Shin Station and the Shin Trailers reactions. And if you guys like what you see here, hit the follow button or the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at Shin Station. And if you so dare, also follow me on Twitter at Bro Ryu. You're more than welcome to suggest trailer ideas, also for me to do trailer breakdowns or reactions on. I also want to mention that coming up, not this Friday, not today, but next week, I'm going to try to do my predictions for the box office for that weekend. There's a really good website I found out about called, and this is not me getting any kind of push from them, but I heard about this website called fantasymovieleague.com, which, you know, if you already play fantasy football, you probably know the concept for this. But basically, you get to pick your top. Let me pull it up on the screen since I'm sitting here talking about it. Here's the website right here. You get to actually register and then put in your picks for what you think will be the top, I guess, 8 movies, or maybe top 10 or top 5 or whatever your top picks for that weekend are going to be, and predict exactly how much money they're going to make, and just see how you can fare doing this. So if you have a moment, go there and check it out. It's fantasymovieleague.com. I'm going to be using this website as I put in my predictions for what's going to be the top 5 movies of the weekend. So feel free to play along and let me know what's going on, and that'll be premiering next week. Sobro's top 5 movies of the week. Yeah. No. Maybe I'll get other people involved too. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks again for watching this Shin Trailers reactions. We'll see you guys next video. Peace.